Hello everyone and welcome back to Breaking Bread. This is your hosts Liam and Carl. I'm Liam. He's Carl.
Carl, yeah.
He's Carl.
Should know that by now.
This is exciting for us, our second season.
Season 2.
We're kind of just plonking it in the middle. I think we've done about 30 episodes and just plonked the season 2 right in the
We're
middle.
going with season. It's very American season, isn't it?
Then I had a quick look on iTunes to see what they call it, and they call it seasons.
It's because they're American,
yeah. Series.
Series doesn't sound right now, though. It used to sound right. It doesn't sound
right. This is the second
right.
series. So we're sitting here post-COVID. Thought it'd be a good time to kind of start the second season.
Yeah, now we can do interviews again.
As quite a few of my friends at work and anyone who's seen us on Instagram may have noticed, we haven't stopped eating for this.
I've been eating more. I've eaten more shit while I've been off, not less.
It's quite good that there's two of us because we can pass it off. I'll say it's you. You probably say it's me.
yeah. Well, I can't take the blame for all the cakes.
Yeah, definitely. That was me on the cake. Early Bird
have
kept me going. I love Early Bird. Mary's, cooked brownies. She's too many to mention. What about you and Oxen Origin?
I've had, Oxen Origin pretty much every week. Wine Freedom, I've been making deliveries.
Tommy as well with Oxen Origin.
Yeah, Tommy from Couch, yeah. They've been doing all the cocktails. I've been having a lot of cocktails. I've had literally every beer delivered as well. Attic, Dig Brew, Burning Soul though, oh man. I've still got some of the Raspberry Ripple IPAs in the fridge there for tonight. Cannot wait.
Yeah, so it hasn't been a complete disaster, but we have missed going to actual restaurants. I think somebody asked, like, how's things going? I said it's great, apart from I'm kind of regretting making eating out my only hobby.
Yeah.
Because we've just not been able to do it. So Covered Wagon will be our first, but we kind of half had our first experience last Saturday when we were very lucky to go and interview Jamie, the owner, former head chef, as you're hearing. Chef patron's what you call them now, isn't it?
Yeah, of Harborne Kitchen.
A very relaxed chef patron that day.
In Harborne.
Funny that.
Yeah, so thanks Joe from the relationship for sorting that out for us.
Yeah, really appreciate everything. She sets up quite a few interviews and stuff for us, and
what an interview as well.
Just great people to work with. Yeah, brilliant interview.
Well, it was mainly, we were trying to focus a lot on the COVID aspect, weren't we, of how COVID's affected the restaurant and what he's done. And it seems like out of a lot of people in Birmingham, he's gone to a lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean, we were worried what restaurants would come back, and if they did come back, in what sense would they be? Would they be any better? Would they be good? But Harborne Kitchen is just kind of, as you'll hear in this episode, they've just flew with it, haven't they? Like,
Mate, we had a look around the restaurant and you wouldn't know they'd made any changes. It just, all the changes they've made look like that's part of the restaurant anyway.
Yeah, so no perspex in the place, no tackiness anywhere. It's all kind of solid booths, really, is the best way to describe it. You have to see them for yourselves.
It's glass and it's being personalised, so it's got big HK on them.
They've made the menus simpler and they've put a bit more effort into the menus so that the person who serves you doesn't have to talk for as longer or be at your table for any unnecessary amount of time. So they've done an absolutely brilliant job. It was really obvious from the start. He puts his staff members' safety, the public safety, completely first. You know, making money is last on the list in terms of health and safety for this COVID stuff. I mean, he wouldn't hesitate to shut down for a week if they have to clean or if there's some kind of outbreak. So, you know, there's not many you can say about that. I felt completely safe in the restaurant.
Yeah, they've made a huge effort, and it comes across in the podcast how much he cares about it as well. And we got to try all the new bar food, didn't we?
That was great. I love that concept. Like we were saying, you're going for lunch there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm going next week for lunch. Yeah.
I was on about maybe we'll go for just a couple of beers and a few dishes, like me and my wife for her birthday. And what a great concept, you know. There's not many places you can just do that now.
No. Well, I want to make clear, in this podcast, I don't ask a lot of questions because he brought the food out while we were doing the podcast. And I pretty much decided, I was a bit hungry, so I decided I was just going to eat it. So if you can hear any chobbling or any noise off me, that's just me eating.
Yeah, there's lots of eating, chewing, drinking and laughing in this podcast. I think it's a good one.
Yeah,
Jamie's such a nice dude.
Yeah, really nice fella. Yeah, it was a really good podcast. We've been so lucky with podcasts, but this one I felt really lucky.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. So It's an hour and 20 long, so we don't want to hold you up any longer. So
Yeah, enjoy.
we hope you enjoy it as much as we had so much fun recording it.
So yeah, music was my first love. Failed. Had to become a chef. I know, right? I must sound like a right twat, but I was a much better drummer than I am a chef. I think so.
How far did you get down the drumming?
We recorded an album and we did a self-financed tour of the UK and Ireland, and we kind of did it 3 times. When I say self-financed, we organised it ourselves. We paid for it ourselves. We had nothing, so we slept in a van, and we literally had nothing. We sold CDs to pay for the diesel, and then we'd get pennies together to buy sandwiches. We'd pay for diesel in pennies. We had this scheme where the singer Rob, the bass player Rob, would go to the cash register, drop all the coins on purpose, when Bry, the singer, would put a load of sandwiches in his bag, and we get back in the van, and that's how we'd eat. We had nothing. We were broke, but it was just it was the best.
What did you play? What type of music was it?
We called it a lot of things, but really, looking back in hindsight, it was just rock.
Yeah.
We had a lot of cool names for it. That it wasn't as cool as we thought. No, but we had a lot of fun. We're still best mates.
Yeah.
They're Irish actually, and they're down in London.
What was it called? Just in case people want to go and look for it.
ID Emotion, which was the worst name.
ID Emotion.
Oh God, so tacky. Do you know the name was there before I joined? I was up in
Oh yeah, that's what
know,
they always say. Yeah.
I was in Kidderminster auditioning for bands. I just wanted to. I kind of had enough, so I wanted to go and just join some good bands. So just audition, and they wanted me, and I liked them a lot. And it was already called ID Emotion. I remember going to the audition, and I must have had some big balls, because I said to the bass player, "Look, you're a little bit behind my beat," and he was Rob's one of my best mates now. We talk about it, and I made him stand or put his leg on the kick drum so he could feel my kick, and he locked in with me straight away. It was like this moment. But imagine going to an interview down in London. I walked in with a suitcase full of all my drum stuff. It's like, "Yeah, mate, you're not quite on it with me. Could you just stand on my kick?"
Imagine a young chef coming in as a commie now saying,
I know, yeah.
Chef.
That's it, isn't it? They talk about it with me, and they were like, "We knew as soon as you walked in with that suitcase and said that, he's either going to be the best drummer we've ever seen or the worst." So yeah, they say I was the best, unfortunately. So yeah, we had such a good time. I cooked during the band years. Yeah, just like private members clubs, half decent places. The Royal Overseas League in London I was at quite some time, always in between gigging and whatnot.
Yeah.
They were quite good to me, to be fair. They let me shift in and out when I needed to. Did a bit of agency, like rubbish. But I started
That was
cooking.
down in London, was it?
Yeah, but I went there for music.
Yeah, because you're originally from Kidderminster.
Yeah.
So you went down there for the music, chasing the dreams.
Wow, it was a dream actually. A dream with no money, but it was a dream.
Yeah.
Like you look back and you think, I'm bloody glad I did that. It's good fun. If my son's 5, and I think, if I give you any advice, just crack on.
Yeah.
Just go and do that.
Do you think living with little money and trying to survive on nothing kind of helped you when you started your own business? Because you thought, wow, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to have to live on nothing again.
Well, that's a really good question. I've never considered that, but I think it's spot on. My wife and I, Sophie, we've been together since I was 20, 17 years, Jesus. So we can both live on nothing, funny enough, and we had to with this. Literally had nothing when we opened. I wired the whole place. I had an electrician and plumber here, and I was basically labouring. I was literally working 15 hours a day, as you would a chef, like grafting. I was exhausted, but I had fun doing it. And then I opened, and I think we had 2 years of me just basically running, just like full pelt. And last year I burnt out a bit actually. Like it was a moment where I was like, wow, I need some time here to recoup. Yeah, and that's when I got Tom Wells, who's my head chef who's superb. And that's when I realised, wow, I've been doing too much. And now I'm trying to, I guess, find my feet and find my role of chef, owner, business person, you know.
Do you find you're living a bit more as well now?
Oh, yeah, massively, yeah. I mean, I didn't see my son really. I saw him on a Sunday for 2 years, and it's just not good enough. That's not being a dad. I didn't want to be that dad. And it's like, I've got to get someone in to help me. It took a while. You know, there was a few people that didn't work. But Tom he runs it like I'd run it. He's brilliant. I'm so lucky. And you can see like there's a glint in my eye when I talk about him. I'm so proud.
Yeah, you got a big smile on your face right now.
It's pressure off, to be honest. Somebody I trust, you know.
Yeah,
It means a lot. And same front of house. You've met Corinne on the way in.
Yeah, everyone's been really nice. It must take so much time to get the right staff though. Everyone we speak to struggles so much with staff.
Yeah, it took 3.5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. There's been some really good staff that have come and gone, but there have been a lot of people that just weren't the right fit. Not that they weren't nice people. They are. They're just not the right fit for here and for what we're trying to achieve. And for, sometimes people just don't get it. They don't get what we're doing, what I'm like, and the way we work and the standards we have. Whereas every one of them at the minute, they are brilliant. We just basically at Christmas we managed to sort of, be careful what I say, but we lost the last 2 people I didn't want, and since then it's just been a breath of fresh air.
It's all clicked since then.
Yeah, no, it clicked exactly, and it wasn't a fault of them. They just weren't right. It wasn't like they were bad people.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes
Just not the right.
personalities just don't fit.
And I'm sure we'll get other people that aren't the right fit, but right now it's just grooving, which is, you can see as a customer, I think it rubs off. You feel it, don't you?
We kind of jumped ahead there. So how did you manage to kind of get from London to Birmingham? Or
Oh, bloody hell! I ended up doing. So
sorry, a better question be asked. When did you start taking chefing seriously, and then the music kind of went?
That's
a better
probably
question.
the relevant question. Yeah, the band finished. So the guitarist Tom, what are you eating at the fish pie?
Sorry, I'm eating at the moment.
Yeah, we're eating as we're doing the podcast.
I know,
So every so often you hear us go, "Oh God, yeah, that's good."
Yeah, we've got a selection of the bar food, and it's all fantastic.
Good, come on, please. So the guitarist left, went back to Ireland, and we didn't really find another one. It just fizzled out. I was already although I met Sophie, my wife, in Kidderminster, we both moved there together after the band finished to London. And then I did a bit of temporary recruitment for an agency, and I saw this advertisement for Petrus, which was always a restaurant I admired. So it was one of Gordon Ramsay's, at the time, 2 stars. With Marcus Waring, and they split up. And so I applied for this job at Petrus, having never cooked in an accoladed restaurant, done that private dining, the private member stuff, which, to be honest, wasn't that great. And I was 24, so I guess certainly not old, but old for a chef de partie. And I applied for this job, and I went down to Hospital Road, the 3-star, for this trial, and they offered me the job as chef de partie. I even said, look, I'll start as commie. I know, I'm 24, I'll learn quick, blah, blah, blah. But he offered me, Mark Askew, the exec chef of the group, offered me the chef de partie, and I was scared. But, man, my eyes were open. I think maybe, because I was a bit older, being 24, most of the chef de parties were about 20-ish.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd done what I'd done with the band, like you say. I'd lived on nothing. I'd scrapped around. I guess we fought for what we had.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that in that kitchen. So, yeah, I spent a couple of weeks Hospital Road. And then about a month at
Did you feel like, sorry, Jamie, did you feel like you had something to prove being a little bit older and everyone else being a bit younger? Or?
Yeah, I think so. But I think I always have anyway. Just there's always there's a little thing in me which perhaps, I don't know why. We all have our reasons, don't we, from childhood or whatever. And I've got mine. And I think there's always something to prove because of those reasons.
Cocky older brother or something?
Unfortunately, it's a bit deeper than that. But look, I had a good childhood. It's just, I've always got this thing where I want to try and, I guess, be the best I can be. That's as simple as it. So Hospital Row, went to Claridge's for a month, and then Petrus, the new Petrus, opened, and I was part of that team.
Wow.
Basically got smashed. I mean, I had to learn quick. But I got around the kitchen on every section in about 6 months, which was pretty unheard of. I mean, I tell myself it's because I was half decent. It's probably actually just because everyone left. I mean, within 8 months, I was me and one of the sous chef, Dan, who he works for Jason Atherton at the Clock Tower in New York. Just got a star. He's the head chef. So it was me and him that were left. Out the whole team of like 24 chefs, it was just a conveyor belt.
Well, moving on, or just couldn't stand the conditions, or
exactly that. They just, I mean, half of it was if you did 3 or 6 months, people kind of ticked it on the CV. Yeah. Which you see that now with the lads that I get coming in. You think, oh, you've done 3 months, it's nothing. Come on, you know. So I spent 14 months with the group, which it really isn't that long, but it felt like a long time, and I learnt a lot. But I came out of there essentially working pretty much 18 hours a day. It was an opening, so it was 6 days a week at the start, which was tough, but I learnt a lot. And like opening teams, they never really stay, but I kind of stayed the longest. Got to the point where it was like, right, I need promotion or to move on. So I came out actually just to spend more time with Sophie, who was with me the whole time. She was so supportive.
Wow.
So lucky. I mean, I think really if I'd have carried on, she'd have just got fed up. Like she didn't have a life with me. She had her own life.
Yeah.
So I came out and did this recruitment, which gave me a life, but made me pretty depressed. I mean, I wasn't happy doing it.
No.
It's pretty soul destroying actually. It's basically selling people. I wasn't comfortable doing it.
No.
But it gave me some time to think, whatever else, and then we moved back up here to open. It was going to be like a little cafe with fresh pizza and fresh pasta, like hand rolled pasta. I had this vision of me with flour on my nose in the window. And then I opened a restaurant and we got a Michelin plate and rosettes and all sorts. So I don't know, it changed along the lines. But it's a funny story.
Yeah.
And Harborne, we chose Harborne. My sister-in-law was here. We didn't really want to go back to Kidderminster and Birmingham, obviously. We all know why we're in Birmingham. It's great.
It's just on the up all the time.
And to be honest, coming from London to Birmingham was just so refreshing. Like, it was so cool. Just being able to do anything within like the hour. You could just do what you wanted. Whereas London, you'd have to travel an hour to do anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And and being part of all these new openings and part of this scene. I'm back 7 years now.
Well, it's still happening. There's still places opening.
Yeah.
Like there's some really exciting places opening up soon as well. There's like great stuff.
Yeah, maybe we'll branch out into other things as well one day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe you'll get the pizza shop.
You can get your pasta shop now.
Fresh pasta, yeah. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? We'll see.
Yeah, Jamie's, of course.
Yeah, has he still got the trading name? Is it?
Yeah, don't call it James Italian.
I'd imagine so.
The Italian Jamies. So you know I am Italian. That's the funniest thing.
Well, you should be allowed to use it then.
By the name. You know.
So I'm a drummer and I'm Italian. Jamie's a rubbish drummer and not Italian. It's like he stole my identity, that lad.
It is pretty much.
He gets a bad rep. I think he's pretty class actually. He's done a lot for our industry.
Well, his bank balance speaks for itself, doesn't it? You don't get that much if you're not doing something right.
No, that is true. Yeah. It's just the fine dining people sort of give him bad rep, but he is what he is. He's brilliant. You know?
Well, eating isn't just about fine dining, is it?
Nah.
Like I love everything about food. Fine dining's like up there, but
now see that's what I think. Talking about new openings or whatever. I mean, look, I'm speculatively talking really, but I'm definitely looking at things and options, and that middle market is where I want to be. So Harborne Kitchen will stay where it is and I guess become the flagship or whatever you want to call it. And then I really think that Michelin Bib Gourmand category is missing. Jay Rayner said it, didn't he, famously about Birmingham, and everyone sort of got a bit fizzy with him, but he was so right. There isn't a Bib Gourmand restaurant in Birmingham.
It's really annoying. We talk about it all the time. It winds us up. Little Blackwood in Moseley is like the only place.
Has that got a Bib Gourmand?
It hasn't got one, but it's the only place that could get one.
Yeah,
you know, it's the only place set up for that sort of
and he
area.
knows what it is, and that's what he's aimed. Yeah, no, I think you're right there.
And even that's in Moseley. I mean, if you think of the city centre, like how is
not?
there not like Gary's Bistros, but Gary Usher,
Yeah.
something like that in Birmingham.
Exactly, yeah,
like, you know.
exactly
There's
that.
nothing like it. It's really odd.
So
You go to
when I-
London, they're everywhere. You can't
No, I was
move
just
for
about to say
restaurants like
London,
it.
and I don't want to talk about London too much. It's London, but I lived
Yeah.
there 10 years, and I used to buy the Michelin guides, when Petrus opened because we were in it and whatnot. And actually, all I ever did, Sophie and I on a Sunday was open the Bib Gourmand pages and pick one and go, and there were thousands. They're brilliant. So I think that's what I want to. Harborne Kitchen is Harborne Kitchen. It will be what it will be, and I think it's found its feet with this epidemic. But I want, a little Bib Gourmand restaurant on the high street. That's the next step, I think.
We kind of spoke a little bit before we started recording, but so did you open Harborne Kitchen with the intention of looking for a star, or?
No, not at all. It was like my main aim really was it had to be a successful business because it was my only way of earning money. So it had to, pay everyone that we employed properly, pay our suppliers, and then pay me. And it did that. It did that pretty quick. We're pretty successful, and we paid off our debts early, which was nice. And then the next step was to sort of, the goal was to make the staff actually happy in our industry, which is quite. I mean, look, they come in the industry because they love it, so they're happy anyway. But to make people happy long term is hard in our industry. So I've really worked hard on that. And
It's quite unusual though. Like, I don't think there's many restaurants who would put team happipiness second in the list. I think it'd be a lot further down than that. So kudos to you. Don't you have some kind of profit share with the staff and stuff? Or?
do you know? I don't know actually.
I thought you did. I thought I'd read
Well,
something that you had. Or...
when we started, we did, yeah. But actually, I scrapped that and I just paid more. So now we pay a much healthier wage.
That's even
Yeah.
fairer.
So
Well,
so
yeah,
it
sounds
just
better.
made more sense because actually, the profit share thing was so complicated. There's talk of, I spoke highly of Tom, but there's talk of people actually coming on board. And
It's a nice idea, but I think like everything that's well intended, there's a lot of paperwork and legal and shit behind the scenes.
And then people leave and then come,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like, what do you
difficult.
mess up? And it's just adding a lot of headache that you probably
Yeah.
don't really need.
So, yeah, I mean, so the staff thing, it was so imperative to make people happy, and it took me ages. I mean, we've only just, Christmas just gone, so what's that, 4 or 5 months ago, is when we got sort of the team really stable. We lost the last couple of people that were perhaps bringing the team down. Not that they were bad people, just that they weren't the right fit. And from then we've been just absolutely singing. It's just the team are everything. They're really, really great. So I guess I've tried to think, how can I make it better for them? So we do this mental health counselling with a local company where they can independently ring this company up and book up to 7 sessions, which I'll pay for. Privately, obviously, I have nothing to do with the booking, and basically I just get a bill.
Yeah.
And they check who the person is to make sure they work for me, and then I pay the bill. And I remember chatting to this guy who was a recruiter, asking me what benefits, and I said what I did. He's like, "Why'd you do that for?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't I do that for? It's massive, And one or two of them used it, which is great, and thanked me for it, which actually makes me feel like, oh, thank goodness, it is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole podcast, isn't it? Mental health and
Oh,
hospitality.
It's insane. It's so big. It's such a big area of interest as well.
Yeah. Which is why I did it. I mean, it just seemed the right thing to do.
But it's so undervalued as well as an importance. It's, if anything, it should be the highest of importance, and it just seems so far down the list.
Yeah, I think it's changing though. I do. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, so I'm realising more, or things are changing. I hope maybe it's a bit of both. I think things are changing. So these guys work less hours now than when we opened. It's still not where I want it to be. I'd like to get them down to 40 hours really, but unfortunately the maths doesn't work that way.
No.
With what we charge, with what we pay out. They're currently working chefs wise about 55 hours a week, which to be fair is too much, but it was better than the 90 that I worked, and when we opened it was about 80 hours a week. So it's improving. I just want to keep improving it. With this epidemic, we've just lost 2 shifts. We used to open Thursday, Friday lunches, which we've closed.
Yeah.
So that's made it easier as well for everyone. So if I can make the maths work,
Yeah.
obviously that's another question.
Well, 40-hour week's nothing, is it, really?
Well, I guess it's what I think to be mentally happy and whatever. It's a good balance. 40 hours, isn't it? I mean, they're all happy with their 50-55 at the minute, which is nice. It's good. They're a happy little buzzing team.
You were going through your list of what your objectives were when you first started.
Well, yeah. So I guess happy team is where we're at, and the next thing, it's because you asked me, didn't we? Did we set out for a start?
Did you set out for a start?
Absolutely not. And I think where we are now is we have a profitable business. We have a team that are happy. And I guess the next thing is, okay, what do I want to make me happy? Because there's something missing which I'm not yet, or not got yet. And I think, we'll strive for that next accolade, I think. So at the start, no. But now, okay, I'm going to say it on tape. Yeah, I want a star now. So I guess I've never admitted that before.
Yeah. There's no shame in it. It's like, what harm is there in wanting it? You know what I mean?
No, there's not. But I didn't have the confidence 4 years ago to say I want one and not get one. Now I'm comfortable saying I want one, and if I don't get one, well, that's fine. I'm comfortable with that.
I think there's a bit of a double-edged sword, really, because if you say I want a star, you're putting yourself out there and saying I want a star, and then if you don't get it, you're putting yourself forward for disappointment if you don't. But at the same time, I'm quite a believer of, like, obviously I don't believe in law of attraction or that shit, but sometimes I think you've got to put out flags and put something out there. So if you say I do want a star, then it puts a flag in the ground and says, like, I am looking for this star as well. So it might come to you a little bit as well.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I've always said, and Michelin came and there was two of them, and they had a meeting with me after the meal and said what they said. They just said, I want you in the guide. We want you in the guide and this and that. And with what you're saying there, I said to them, look, I'm not cooking for you. I'm cooking for the guests, then the team, and then you. And maybe it's the wrong thing to say, I mean, but it's kind of the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to cook for Michelin. I want to cook for everyone else. And then if Michelin come along and like it, then so be it. Now, I know there's things I don't do which are tick boxes for Michelin, and I'm not prepared to sort of do them just to get one. But if they come along and like it and I get one, well, I'll be a happy boy.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that comes back to mental health. It's all about you being happy in what you're doing. And if you're doing something just to please someone else, I mean, this is your business. Yeah. This is your restaurant.
Yeah.
You should be doing what you want to do with it.
No, that's it. But like I say, 4 years ago, perhaps didn't have maybe confidence, maybe self-awareness. You know, realised a lot in 4 years. 2 kids, 4 years in the restaurant. I don't know how I've still got hair, but I've realised a lot. And I have the confidence to say, I want one. If I don't get it, it's fine because I'm doing what I want.
On practical sense, how are you kind of changing things to work towards that? You mentioned Tom. You've brought Tom in. Yeah,
which has given me time to think more, run a business. Obviously, what is it? It's 10 to 3. We're in service still, and I'm up here talking to you.
Yeah, I was very surprised, to be honest, when Joe had said, can you make it 2 o'clock? I thought, well, surely Jamie's going to be very busy.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're full lunch and dinner. You know, we've been full all week, and that speaks volumes, doesn't it? That I'm sat in the private dining room talking to you, and Tom's leading from the front down there. You know, so that was a big first step.
Is that consciously something you've always thought about? That at some point you're going to need to step away from the past?
Not when I opened, no.
And run a business.
It wasn't my plan when I opened. It's just that we're such a busy business, and before this virus, 50 covers and a bar. You know, that's a lot of people, and we were pretty much always full. And it was just too much to be the head chef and run the business. So I just had to. It was just, I realised quite early, and I didn't have one for the first 2.5, 3 years, and then started to try and find the right person. It's taken this long to find Tom. You know, the stars aligned a bit.
So he's not someone that worked here already.
No, he's a proven head chef and has come in and, I mean, he's adapted to how we work. But now he's implementing what he wants as well. It's a good little partnership. So the tasting menus we work together for, but pretty much I have the final say. And then the new concept in the bar, which is the small plates and sharing food, which you're eating.
Yeah,
he's pretty much got free reign on, and you know, as long as it's tasty and seasoned, I'm happy. Yeah. So there's less pressure on it.
I'd imagine something like this bar menu, it just gives people carte blanche to do absolutely anything, really.
Yeah, from the
just try it, go
from the first commie to the head chef. Absolutely, they can just they can have their freedom, their creativity, which is so key. You know, we're a creative business, we're a creative restaurant, so the people I employ are naturally creative, just naturally, just by process of elimination, they all are. So it's important for them to have their creative freedom and let them be.
Would you, when you're employing, do you employ for personality over kind of experience and stuff?
Oh, I'd say so all the time, yeah, every time. But it's cliche, isn't it? You can teach skill. And it's the truth.
You can't teach someone to be nice.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. With Tom being the head chef, I needed him to have the skills already, and he did. But somebody coming in as a commie or whatever, we've just had one start. Actually, he's just left college, and that's just the perfect opportunity for him and us, because we know it, once he's spent a year with us, he can go on and cook in any kitchen in the world after us. We do things the right way.
Yeah.
So he can go into any 1, 2, 3 star and be comfortable, hold his own. You know what I mean?
Do you get a lot of people in from the college?
Do you know, we yes and no. When we opened, there was a few people that had been through the college. They'd done the CAM, the degree course and stuff. Yeah. So Mike Toppin, who's off in New Zealand, who's with me. By the time he left, he was sous chef, actually, junior sous, and really good lad. He'd done his degree there. Kingsley, who opened with me as the GM, he'd done some hospitality course in there. But right now, I think actually it's only my new commie, Tom Lovell, who's just started with me. It's a good college, though.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff. I've heard the food. We haven't been there yet. We keep meaning to go because they test the service out, don't they? They've got the restaurant there, and I've not been yet. I've heard it's
been
great.
Once. It is good, yeah. Obviously, you've got to expect some things to be missed, but so what? It's great.
But you're not paying a lot of money.
It's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's a good experience for them. And all the college kids that come here love that. They love the restaurant, the atrium it's called, I think, isn't it? There's a brasserie as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So the atrium, which is fine dining, and the brasserie, which is important because, like you said, food's not just about fine dining, is it?
No. Well, a lot of my favourite places to eat, they're never even going to see a Michelin star and might not even know what one is.
Digbeth Dining Club, like, it's a perfect example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And college does a lot of work for that. I think they try and sort of remind all these kids that, hold on, there's not just fine dining out there.
Yeah.
From the lecturers I speak to, they try and get that into them, which is good. It's only good, Some really good lecturers there that know how to cook, actually. Yeah.
Everyone's probably sick of hearing about COVID, but it's criminal not to talk about it, seeing as we're supposedly still in the middle of a pandemic.
But we're social distancing, aren't we?
We are definitely social distancing. Obviously, don't want to get too negative, but it must have been like a car crash, that kind of 23rd of March, that whole week.
I guess it was gearing up to it. I am the sort of person that always is happier under stress. I guess it's just certain.
I feel like that goes back again to your band days when you were struggling.
Maybe, yeah. It's just who I am. It's in me. Like, I think most chefs, restaurateurs, entrepreneurs, I don't know, are kind of like that. I think there are a lot of people I meet that are similar. They strive for the same things. So if I haven't got a bit of stress, I get a bit bored and narky.
Yeah.
So when that started, you could sense it was coming, wasn't it? It was like, I don't think we're going to get away with this.
In a sense, that was the worst part, I think.
The waiting. Yeah, not really knowing. So I made a plan pretty early to close. I was actually closing on the Saturday, and then we were forced on the Friday night, weren't we? And I actually put everyone on. I'd already done all the meetings. It was quite frustrating. I'd put everyone on short time, so I'd pay them 50% for as long as possible, is what I said. Which, to be honest, I mean, after 3 months, we'd have gone under. So the furlough thing was just immense. So I'd already done all the meetings. Everyone had signed their new contract on short term. They were all happy because they knew that, well, I promised them they'd be safe. That, they'd be paid before me, basically, is what they were told. And then that furlough announcement came out, which was just like, oh my goodness.
I'm a breath of fresh air.
Whoa, we can get out of this. We can, I mean, I honestly thought, really, after a couple of months of paying everyone, I'd have had to shut the restaurant down. Fortunately, the shareholder in my business, he owns 30%, is the landlord, which is fantastic for, our relationship. So I guess we'd have had to shut down and then make everyone redundant, obviously with no money, and then open up again, which just morally I wasn't comfortable with. So the furlough thing was just brilliant, absolutely chuffed with it, to be honest.
I can imagine.
So going back to it, how did I feel? I don't know. I was a little bit. It's funny. Adam from the Plough. We see each other in the morning. We live near each other. He passes.
Yeah.
And he said to me the other day, he said, "You've been chirpy the whole way through this." And I guess I haven't been deep down, but I was on the outside. I had to make it an opportunity for me and our business. I had to turn it on its head. So, the first opportunity is, guys, just go and enjoy yourselves. You're furloughed, you just go and have some fun and whatever. Most of the team haven't got children and things, so they got a bit bored pretty quick. Yeah. But the ones with kids are like, it's been hard.
Yeah.
But I use it, we got things done in the house as you do and whatever else. And then it was like, right, so after about 3 or 4 weeks, it's like, what are we going to do with this restaurant? I was looking at other places that were starting to open and seeing what they were doing. Oh, yeah, actually, I was already having a bit of a refurb before COVID. It was booked in. So I was having the bar tops redone and some plinths fitted and a new curtain. So I was spending a bit of money that we'd saved to reinvest. So it was like, okay, I need to take this a bit further then once it happened. And basically, the grant we got from the government all went back in. We literally, and a bit more, we just spent a lot. But the restaurant's beautiful now. We've changed the frontage. It was actually painted the wrong colour when we opened.
What? Accident?
Yeah, it was too late. It was just like, right, it's the wrong blue. Looks like Blockbuster. Get on with it. It looked crap. I was so gutted. But it was like, I'll just get on with it. So I've sorted that out. It's the right blue now. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the whole place looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you. No, but it's been a lot of work, but I work with a good local builder, Rhys Davis, Concept Builds. Your concept. I say we're mates now. Take the piss out of him, to be honest. But he built me these booths that you see on the way in, which actually I think will just stay. They're beautiful. It's not. There's no perspex in the whole place. It's done right. Looks like it should have been there at the beginning. And it can't. You look at it now and you think, why didn't I do that at the beginning? But
I never seen anything that made me think that you'd done anything to sort of
that's it,
combat COVID. It just looked sort of natural.
How it
if you know
should
what I
be.
mean?
Yeah.
What's the feedback from the customers been like?
Yeah, they're loving it. They're loving the booze. Sort of the Res Diary feedback we get through is felt safe. This or that, the other. Yeah. Obviously, there's a little bit of experience that's been lost. That was a big thing before opening. Corin and I, the GM, were really racking our brains of how we can still give experience. So a few things have changed. Obviously, we don't explain half as much anymore. But on the back of the menu, we've got sort of some concepts of the dishes, which are basically my head on paper.
Yeah.
So people can read them themselves. And then the wine pairing, we've done this cool. It's basically on the back end of the website, so it's hidden. You get given the code if you have the wine pairing. So it's like this secret thing.
Yeah.
And it pops up, and then each course pops up, and then you can find out more about the vineyard and the winemaker. So actually, it's really in depth. It took a lot of time, and the web guy was going nuts with it. But it's just that bit of creativity to give a bit of experience that actually was lost because Jacob, the junior sommelier, unfortunately can't spend that time at the table that close. So it'll come back, obviously, and he's adapting and doing different roles.
And is it all wine, or do you mix it up and put other stuff?
Actually, at the moment, it's mostly wine. Yeah, there have been times when I've had cocktails and beers and stuff. Feedback generally is, I don't want that beer. Can I have a wine instead? So it's like, okay, actually, just because I want a beer on my pairing doesn't mean everyone does. We've had a few cocktails as the first pairing and whatnot. But no, it's all wine at the minute. Start off with a bit of bubbles from England with the parfait, which is pretty special.
Yeah, that'd go well. Yeah.
We just had the parfait with strawberry, haven't you? Which
It's fantastic.
We serve it with the night timber demi-sec, so quite sweet but beautiful wine.
Yeah, I keep trying to book up to go there. I was going to book up just before this all happened to go down there, but you can't get a spot. They've only got small slots to go down there and see what they do, and
how have they?
They all get booked up straight away.
Yeah, it's good producer. Very good. Yeah.
Would the parfait be your favourite dish on the menu?
I think it's the guest's favourite dish. It's not my favourite dish anymore. It's a dish that came out of nowhere from a dessert of blood orange, white chocolate, and star anise, which is a complete classic dessert. It's not something I thought of. It's one of the classics. So I had this white chocolate and tofu mix, which is basically a white chocolate ganache, but with tofu, not cream. So it's not sweetened or creamy. You just get white chocolate.
Yeah.
The tofu basically doesn't add anything other than texture.
I think you could have just stopped it. Tofu just doesn't add anything.
Exactly, but it does, because what it
dreadful.
does add is the fact that you taste the chocolate. Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yes,
If you do
it
it with
does.
cream, you taste cream
Yeah.
and not chocolate, and that would be too much for this dish. You see, so I had this white chocolate and blood orange. I was like, well, I was thinking about putting blood orange. It was the season for blood oranges with the parfait and changing up a bit. So hold on, white chocolate and blood orange parfait. This dish is going to work. And that night we put it on. It was just like boom. This dish is awesome.
Yeah.
And then as the seasons changed, we sort of changed the garnish. I went through a few things. It got to summer, and I put garragettes on, but they came in like, I think that year they came in late Feb. Garragettes are about February, March. So the first strawberry from France. And I put them with it. It was just like, boom. That's it. That's the dish.
You knew straight away.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And now, as the season progresses, they're currently with an English strawberry, so a mackin.
Oh,
So we start off with garlic, and then we change the acidity in the dish to match, because the strawberry changes. They're sweet at the minute. They start off sharp, and so we change a bit of the acidity with other components.
Is that available on the bar menu as well as?
Yeah, it's the only dish that's in the tasting menu and the bar menu. So it won the Good Food Guide top 10 dish 2019 or something.
So would you put it down as sort of your signature dish if you had to put
It's
one
become
down?
that, yeah. If you have to have one, I suppose it would be that.
Is that quite hard? You become resentful of it because it's it's one of them things. If people
hard.
come, they
What
might be upset that they don't get it, but
Well,
at the same time,
we've got another dish which is based around an onion broth.
Yeah,
It used to be called Roscoff because we made it with Roscoff onions. We've changed that actually. We use either brown or Spanish onions now, mainly because about half the price of Roscoff.
Yeah.
And it tastes the same.
No, I've heard a lot
The
about
onions
this
don't,
dish.
but the broth at the end result was actually, we're wasting all this money on Roscoff broth, and so we've called the dish allium now. And we played around with it. We've got some pickled paradox onion garlic seeds on there, so they're all allium components basically. Served with a salt baked mash on the bottom, miso onion puree, and then French fried onion rings. So the old style French fried onion rings you get with a steak. So they're basically plonked on top, blue cheese mousse, and then this onion crisp.
Oh man,
It's an incredible dish. It's actually really basic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't do that at home.
I was going to say, I don't think I'd be able to cook that at home.
no, I'm having for lunch.
When you
today.
strip it down, all the elements aren't complicated. But it's a beautiful dish. Then we infuse some Brunoise shallots with -8 vinegar. It's like, do you know -8 vinegar? It's like a sipping vinegar.
Yeah, oddly enough, I watched a program last night about it.
Really?
It's really odd. It was the restaurant program where they go around with the French fella. And
yeah.
he picks a chef and goes to places. It was last night and they went to a vinegar tasting place.
Really?
Yeah.
So -8, like ice wine.
Yeah.
They pick the grape once it gets to something like -7 point something degrees. So that's why it's called -8 vinegar. Like ice wine, it's the same. So they make the vinegar out of these grapes. Fantastic produce. It's amazing. So that sweetens the dish up a bit actually. Although it's a vinegar, it has the acidity, but it's like a sweet acidic. It's a great product. Amazing. It's like adding a pickle sometimes,
Yeah. Well, it is. It's the pickle without the veg in it.
essentially, yeah. So that actually has become a signature as well. Why did I talk about that? Oh, because I took it off.
Oh, I was going to say,
Yeah, I took
would
it
you
off
ever
last
take it
year.
off?
Oh man, there was uproar. Uproar. Yeah, I've changed it. What did I put on? I put a smoked eel beignet with cauliflower, which I thought, oh, this is amazing, And everyone was like, well, it was all right, but where's the onion? So it came back on. Actually, what I did was I put it back on in January. It's a bit of a marketing thing. So all of a sudden, we opened in January with a 4-course menu, which was it was a good price. It wasn't a deal.
It was a bargain.
But it was a good price, and the Roscoff was on it. Well, allium was on it, so everyone was like, "Yes, it's back!" And we were full for January. It was great. So I might have to take onion off again for December, bring it back in January. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a great selling technique. Say, we're stopping this now. It's ended, and then bring it back 2 weeks later.
It seemed like I planned it, like this mastermind of marketing. It's like, no, it's just complete fluke. I just wanted it off, and then I realised I got to put it back on. It just happened to be January.
I just always think, do you ever get tired of doing that dish, even though,
Well, we do, and the chefs do. The lads down there want variety, and I think for a year it got pretty boring. I was playing it safe actually. I turned around to Dave, the sous chef, and said, I don't know. I just had a moment at home over the weekend. Once I came in, I was like, "That's changed." I changed the half the menu, like for that night, they were all good. They were all off their nuts, and I was just like, I've had enough. Why am I playing it so safe? And I realised I was playing it safe, subconsciously. And now in hindsight, I realise I was playing it safe for the accolades. Sod it. Customers are happy with me playing and being inventing things. So that's what I'm doing more of. It's good.
Well, certainly when we go for restaurants, that's exactly what I want to hear from the chef, that they're just doing stuff just to see if they can do it.
Exactly.
To see what's going to happen. And
that reminds me of the film. Have you ever watched the film Chef?
Yes, kids.
That's what that reminds me. I'm not doing that. I want to do I want to do my own thing. I'm sick of doing the favourites.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it?
You ever had one of them moments with a food blogger or anything? Is that how you and Si became friends? Did you kick him out one time?
I'm not his friend. Yeah, Simon hasn't got friends, has he?
Acquaintances.
Yeah. Do you know what? We are friends, and it's quite weird because obviously we became friends after I started reading his blog, and I think he's one of the only. There's a few good bloggers. Let's say that. No names, but he was the one I thought. He writes really well, and he means it.
He's honest.
It's good. Yeah, no, it's good.
Can't ever say he's not honest.
But as we've become friends, we've kept this separation between him actually being a blogger.
Yeah.
That weird, horrible word. And he ate and came and had this bar food and then wrote a piece on it. And I didn't realise, and I met him for a beer when the Plough opened on the Monday. And he put this piece up, and I hadn't even realised, but it was a good job it was good, wasn't it? So I was going for a beer with him, and I haven't even read it. He said, "Oh, you've seen the piece?" Because I try not to go on social media very much anymore. I sort of do it as part of my job now. I allocate time. It's a bit anal, but I allocate time for social.
Well, it's so important.
It's for the mind, to be honest. So I hadn't read this review. What do you think? So, what review? I don't know. It's a good job it was good. I'd have thrown my pint over him.
Yeah, it was gushing review, wasn't it? I read it this morning.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I was seeing him last Saturday. First thing he was on about.
Oh, that's nice. No, that's nice. But the thing is, he came and had the bar food, and the new bar concept is basically. Tom and I had a chat over lockdown, and Corin and Dave actually. We were all involved. It was a bit of a brainstorming sort of session. It was like, well, we've got to change it up. So we're losing 20 covers out of the restaurant. I actually wanted to do that anyway. So that's probably the first thing I should say. Out of all this, there's a lot of people out there which can't afford to lose covers. We couldn't afford to, but we've done it by introducing this new bar concept. So in theory, I haven't lost any covers. Last night, for instance, we did 55 people. But it's now over 2 areas, and it's spread over longer distance.
Yeah.
So we've just changed, and fortunately, they're changes I wanted to make. I guess I felt really lucky. And everyone's situation out of all this, every restaurant is so different. Like, there's no right or wrong.
No, there's
some
no
people
blueprint.
that aren't opening, some people that are opening. For me, it was a given to open because I changed it. I'd created this buzz with the team. They were all excited to come back. I was confident of the things we put in place, and I was obviously stoked about this new bar concept.
And you were ready for it because you made all the changes anyway for safety
Totally.
and
It was
everything,
basically
so-
forward thinking.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that was only because it was a happy accident, because they're changes I wanted to actually make. I was thinking about separating the restaurant up with partitions anyway. I was thinking about scrapping my old 4-course menu. So that's what I've done. The restaurant's gone from 50 to 30.
Any listeners who don't know, you used to be able to just eat at the bar, but it was like a 3-course.
No. So the bar was only for lunch. It was like a brunchy menu.
What was it?
Which was delicious, but it was after 12, so it wasn't even brunch. So it just felt wrong, and it messed service up. You're selling fish and chips and stuff when you're cooking a salt marsh lamb perfectly is difficult. So the chefs were over the moon. They were like, finally he's taken the fish and chips off. I mean, some of the customers are like, oh, God, I have fish and chips. But the bar menu now is perfect. It's a good representation of what the restaurant is, but really, really, really informal and really laid back.
Do you have to book a table for it? Or?
Pretty much. You don't have to, but we're full at the moment, so yes. Yeah. We allow walk-ins, but okay, I mean, at the moment, we're just so full. We're so lucky.
What's the format of it? Can you just come and order 1 or 2 bits?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you just want, you can in theory book a table and come and drink. But the idea is you have a few small plates. So you can come for dinner and have a lot, or you can come and have a parfait as a snack, or olives, and have a few drinks. So what's happened in all that is we've promoted Steph the assistant manager to the bar director. She's actually from a drinks background and came to us to learn restaurants. So she's had a promotion to this bar director title, and is smashing it, and her drinks are amazing. So, and the feedback on her drinks is amazing. I had some last night actually, so I didn't have to work the past last night. And then I met my wife here. I don't really come here like if I'm off.
Yeah.
Did you sit down and eat like a customer? Or?
No, Sophie did, my wife.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Have you ever?
Yes, but not as a customer. So what we do, we taste and taste and taste everything all the time.
Of course.
But what's really important sometimes is to sit down and I say it's important. It's important for me just to taste the flow, see how they work together. And I've changed 3 dishes to come back to, so I wanted to just make sure they flow, and they did. It was good. So I've changed the scallop dishes. We get oyster, parfait, scallop, allium. So I just wanted to make sure they flowed, and it was brilliant. So we do this like cooked oyster. We cook it to order for 2 minutes. Basically steam it in the shell, and then we serve it with the potato espuma and the salt and vinegar crisps. It's really nice.
So when it comes to the sort of drinks, because people are often quick to talk about food at restaurants, but the drink at a restaurant, for me, because I love alcohol, and I love all different types of alcohol, like the drink for me is as important. You can have the great food, but if the wine's shit or the beers are just Carlin or
for sure,
or something like that,
it's
you
everything.
need something really good. So do you give a lot of trust to her to sort of get on with it, or do you have to try all the drinks that she comes up with before?
So I do try them, but I try them probably last.
Yeah.
After they're done, I never really change them. She knows what I'm like and what my flavour palette, what my profile's like and what my food's like. She's very good, very good. So her, Corin and Jacob do a lot of work together.
Yeah.
Then it sort of goes past me, but like I say, not as a change this or whatever, because it's usually so refined by then. There's nothing for me to think of.
Yeah, by the time it comes to you, it's ready.
To be honest, I'd be thinking of things for the sake of it. And I'm not like that. You know,
No.
if something's good, it's good. No, her drinks are brilliant, really good. She's won a few competitions actually.
What's she got at the moment that's really good?
Do you know the best is this? We've made our own gin. We infused it with Douglas fir pine. So she uses that and a Bolney bubbly. And it shakes it with this big froth. I don't even know what she puts in it. And she finishes it with an orange sugar. So the Douglas fir and the orange works so well. So good. So I had one of those last night. Incredible. And then she's done this like cola old fashioned. She makes it with a bourbon.
Oh, nice.
Bourbon or bourbon?
See, I always get the two mixed up. It is bourbon.
Is it bourbon?
Bourbon's the
The
biscuit.
biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bourbon.
But I still say I get them mixed up all
We're
the time.
Brummies, aren't we? We say everything wrong. Yeah, so she makes Coca-Cola syrup and serves it with Coca-Cola bottles on the side. It's cool, man. She's in her element. Cool. She's really doing well. It's nice. It's nice for me, I guess, as somebody that's, I guess, her employer and mentor, you know, to see her blossom. She's really doing well. It's nice. It's great. It's half the reason why we do it, I think.
The bar menus now helped you kind of laser focus on making the dining room and the restaurant and the tasting menu the best it could be.
I think so. I think we're at the best place we've ever been because of this, because it's found its identity all of a sudden. Okay, I know we've always been busy and we're a successful restaurant, but something's just clicked. And it's because the restaurant is a restaurant and it's fine dining and it's tasting only. It's 6 or 9 course and it's fabulous. It's a proper experience. And then the bar is cool food that you can snack on, you can eat as much as you want of, that's informal, after work. It's the neighbourhood side of the restaurant. And then the restaurant is the destination part of the restaurant.
Do you think that'll act as a gateway for some people that might not do a tasting menu as well? They'll come in and be like, oh, well, if the bar food's this good, I'd be a fool not to try the actual tasting menu.
Maybe, you know, the sort of people that perhaps don't venture to many fine dining restaurants, that maybe they'll do it on their birthday if they've come and had you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I find we get a lot of guests that we're their first experience of this level of cooking because we are accessible. And that was the main aim at the beginning. I remember working at Petrus, you know, it was 1 star, and I was lucky enough to go to California. I got in at the French Laundry, Thomas Keller's 3 star. And Sophie and I were sat there and I had this blazer on, and look, it was an amazing experience, but it was so stuffy. It was so like, it was everything I didn't want a restaurant to be. And as good as it just wasn't what I wanted. So I wanted this place where anyone can come and feel welcome and sit and enjoy food. That's what it's about, you know.
Is it quite laid back, the sort of vibe
It's very
you
laid
want
back.
for the restaurant?
I mean, when we opened, I struggled with the word or the terminology fine dining. I didn't want it to be called that. And I went to, people took the mick out of me for not using that word. And eventually I had to, because actually we upped the ante and we improved things. And it got to a point where we really are fine dining now. I can't not use that term. But it's still just so accessible, and that's really important to me.
So you haven't got to be suited and booted to come in and sit down?
No. I mean, we want to be respectful, but...
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Not like a vest and swim shorts.
You'd hope not. No.
Somewhere in the middle.
You'd hope not. Do you know, I ate at 11 Madison Park, talking about restaurants in New York. It's a 3-star, and I went for lunch. And Sophie and I were a bit older by then, so we were a bit more comfortable, I think, with who we were. So didn't feel as stuffy. But we had a shirt on and whatnot. And then I went in, there's a bloke with shorts on and flip-flops. I was like, yes! I'm at a 3-star, and that bloke over there has got flip-flops on. I love it. That was like a bit of a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
It's like, I can actually do what I want, and I can make people feel welcome and comfortable.
Well, that's it. And to be fair, if they can afford, especially there, £1,000 for dinner.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Then what the hell do you like?
It's a nice experience that was. You walk in there, and the one of the hosts, I mean, there's about 5. They already know about you. They've researched you.
Really?
Yeah, he knew I was a chef. He knew this, that, the other.
Have you read the book, Setting the Table?
No.
Danny Mark?
No.
Mind blowing.
Really?
Mind blowing. Completely, like... I've worked in hospitality, like, nowhere near this level. But just the amount of detail, like... They know everything about every person that comes in, and especially people who have been there more than once. Like, it's quite common now, so that a waitress or a waiter will notice if somebody uses their knife and fork in the wrong hand. Okay. So then they'll set the table. They would notice that, but then they'd notice where their favourite table is, right. what wine they wanted. They'd have a wine menu that was, so it's a bit like advertising, targeting on Facebook. So they would see what wines they ordered the last time, ask them which were their favourite. So then the next time they came in, they would have a special wine list just for them, devoted to the same kind of wines they liked the last time.
It's a crazy level of service, isn't it?
But
that's it. That's service. That's what you're paying for. That's 3-star level, isn't it? It's amazing. We try and implement a little bit of that here, to be honest. Not to that level. We can't afford to at that level. We don't charge.
No, you're
enough.
not researching every customer.
No, we don't. But we keep a log of what people like, what people don't, what they enjoy, what they didn't. We write notes every night at the end of a service on every guest. So when they book again, it's there for us to. So when we welcome them, we know how many times they've been, so we can. It changes how we speak to them. We can say, "Welcome back," or "Oh, this is your 3rd time. Thanks for coming back." Or if it's their first time, we can greet them in that way, and we know actually what their expectations are if they've been before and if they haven't. So we know sort of how deep to go on the conversation. So I guess we touch on what they're doing, but not to that level.
I think from a business sense, it's pretty smart as well. I mean, I think I was watching a video during lockdown, and I think when someone comes to your restaurant for the first time, I think it's like less than 20% that they'll book a second time.
Really?
And then when they come back a second time, it's still less than 20%.
Really? I didn't know
But if
that.
somebody comes back a 3rd time, it's like above 80%.
Okay, they're in.
They're in.
We've got a lot of regulars. We have got a lot of regulars.
It's that kind of restaurant though, isn't it? Like,
well, we are neighbourhood, don't forget as well. We're in the middle of Harborne, and there's a lot of people around it.
Yeah.
It's so accessible, isn't it? Especially with what's going on. I mean, a lot of comments I'm getting is, well, we just don't want to get a taxi into town or bus or whatever, or drive. And I guess with the first port of call. I mean, we were before this, so it's going to be more so now, I think. Which is worrying, isn't it, for the city? The city centre. It does worry me, actually. And look, it's great from a very, very personal, selfish point of view, but it's worrying because you think, how are the businesses in the city? And that's what I was saying earlier. I think every business is so different. There isn't an answer to how to come through this. Every business has got to do what they need
there's
to
no
do.
blueprint to the
It
sort
really
of-
isn't, you know.
You've got all your own customers as well. Some customers are comfortable coming back, some aren't. Like
Yeah.
it's a weird, even just as a situation in the street, when you meet people, it's a really weird moment to like try and gauge how do they feel. Are they
Yeah.
comfortable with?
I've found myself
how-
meeting people and sort of moving back, and they're actually getting closer.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
You've got to quickly engage and like kind of
You got to remember.
work it out in your mind. How comfortable are this? Like,
Yeah.
I even met Carl for like a long time in ages last week at the farmers market, and I was like, normally we hug.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, well, we definitely can't hug. But then I was like,
It's weird,
I
isn't
want
it?
my fist bump or an elbow, and then he
I
went elbow, man. I was like, yeah,
It's strange, isn't it?
You're trying to work out real, and
I mean,
we're
really,
close,
in theory, you can shake hands, just sanitize, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's
It's just
strange.
gauging who's comfortable with that. You know, it's like,
Totally.
oh god.
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand from your point of view how hard it must be as a business.
Yeah.
You've really got to understand that
Well,
real fast.
and that's it. And we've had nothing but positive comments. That one guest did want a little bit more distance, shall we say. We're always distant from each other, but we don't wear masks.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the restaurant with an open kitchen, don't forget, we've got the extraction with air in and air out. So we actually replace the air in that restaurant every 20 minutes because we're open. So that's
Yeah.
another thing that I've just felt lucky on. If the kitchen was closed, obviously the extraction wouldn't be doing its job. So it's mad that we're replacing the air in that building every 20 minutes.
Going back to the masks, do you think that would just kind of ruin the whole experience?
Oh, I just didn't want to open with masks. No, I've got branded ones and whatnot. I guess you do what you have to do. I felt, and our customers have all said, it really wasn't necessary
No.
because we're just distancing from them. They're in their own booth. The time we are close to them is just to put down. We step away. We very briefly explain the dish, very briefly, but we're a metre away at that point, and then we walk off. So the risk because of time isn't there, and on top of all that, obviously the hygiene is immaculate, which it was anyway, but it's even more so.
Yeah, a couple of the things like I would mention is there's quite strong science and says that you have to be in the company of someone for a good 15 minutes within a metre,
Yeah,
like to get anything at all. So the
and
science
that's
is in your
what we
favour
based
that way.
our decision on.
And then also something that kind of I was trying to tell people and get into their mind is we've really trusted pubs and restaurants to look after our health and safety forever, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
true, isn't it?
why all of a sudden did we expect them not to be able to? You know, it was like mind blowing to me. But
That is true, isn't it?
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
they're giving you stuff to put in your body.
Yeah.
we're using cutlery that's been used before, and we're trusting that you've
Exactly, yeah,
cleaned it.
all
We
of that.
always have to
Yeah, that's
trust
it.
the
And
venue
everything's sterile.
anyway.
It goes through a dishwash, which
Of
is
course, yeah.
sterile. You know, some things we've had to introduce because we've designed these cutlery blocks. So Sat Baines is the first to do it. He did it as part of experience. So we've done it because of COVID, and so it means the customer gets all their cutlery for the night in one go, and it's there before they arrive. We have to sanitize those obviously at the end of the night, but we've got an antiviral spray. The bread boxes, they're served on a box with a note inside about the butter and whatnot. They're quite quirky. So
Yeah.
they have to be sterilised. So it's only one per table. The water bottles, so there are a lot of things we've had to do different.
Yeah.
The team are already used to it. It's amazing how quickly
People
people
adapt,
can adapt.
so
Yeah, especially in a business like this because you employ good people. Like the people here are the best at what they do. They're amazing. So they're the people that can change.
They've always
quick.
had to be considerate about the cleanliness and health and safety. So
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
they should adapt faster. You know, that's my 2 cents on it anyway.
Yeah,
So I think restaurants are a safe place to go as anywhere really.
I think so.
More so than
Definitely.
some pubs. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's pick and choose where you want to go, isn't it?
Be sensible, yeah.
Yeah. Be sensible. Didn't Boris say that?
Oh, don't.
Common sense. Use common
Common
sense.
sense.
Oh yeah, we've all got bags of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's right.
Do you think these improvements, and you've said about getting the restaurant to where you really wanted it to be, would that have ever come about if it wasn't for this crisis?
It's pushed me. I was a bit nervous to do these changes, I've got to be honest. I was a bit nervous to go tasting only. I was a bit nervous to put the bar concept in. But But as soon as this happened, I wasn't. It was like, right, chance, opportunity. And because I was on that edge, that stressful nervousness edge, which I enjoy, it made me ready. So absolutely, because of this, it's pushed me.
I feel like it was a free hit, pretty much.
Yeah, big time. It's a free hit for a lot of people to change some things, isn't it? You know, I don't think cash will come back in my restaurant. So it was a good opportunity to say we're card only, and I think we'll stay that way.
I think that's the way
we were going that way anyway.
Yeah, my missus, she don't even take her purse out. She just uses her phone to pay for everything.
Phone and watch, isn't it? You know.
I can't remember last time I used cash, to be honest.
Yeah. I get stumped if somebody doesn't take card. I'm like, oh God, because I don't even take my card out with me, so I can't get cash out. So I'll go without now. It's very rare though, isn't it? I think obviously cash has got a place, and it'll be hard going to lose cash completely. As in, it will have knock-on effects to businesses and what the economy and whatever else. But a business like ours, it's great. You know, there's no dirty coins. Don't forget, one of the biggest things to harbour dirt is coins and notes and whatever else.
There's little crooks and little bits that can get them. They change colour and they get dirty. And how many people have had that pound coin that's in your pocket?
I mean, these notes, you know what people do with notes? They do the wrong thing. They've been up someone's nose and whatever else. It's like, oh my God. And then we're putting it in our hand in a till. Yeah. So I'm so glad we don't have cash anymore. And then we have to obviously cash it up, and then we have to walk to the bank. And, you know, it's still time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird how you really think of it now when something like this comes along.
So
you do
dirty.
think how cleanliness something is. You're like, how clean is that really?
Yeah.
You know? No, it really does make you think about a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
And then I think what guests perhaps don't realise is we at the bank, they do charge for cash. So we get charged for submitting cash, for banking cash.
Yeah.
To buy change, to get change as well.
Yeah, all of that. So it's actually cheaper. The card deals are cheaper than banking cash. So it's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other elements, aren't there, for business? I mean, because I know I do it and I spend more because I don't have cash. Let's face it, I do. I mean,
it doesn't feel like you're spending, does it? Like you're just like,
well, you don't even look at the price sometimes. You just pay for it. So I went to the Plough and used their new app, which was great, by the way. I'd say they're doing COVID brilliantly. Definitely go there. But I used this app, and then I realised how much the beers were. So bloody hell, I didn't realise it was that much. Because I hadn't looked at the prices in years. It's like, oh right, yeah.
But it wouldn't change anything anyway. That's the point. That's why I don't tend to look, because it wouldn't have changed what I did anyway.
Yeah.
Still would have bought them drinks.
Yeah, I'd have still had 12 beers.
12 beers and 3 gins. Of course you would.
One of the funniest things, like Carl knows him well, my cousin Michael is a bit of a lunatic Irish fella. But one of my favourite memories was going to work one morning. I think it was just after Paddy's Day. And he was like literally head in hands on the desk, like looking like his whole life had just gone for it. I was like, what's wrong with you? He had about 20 receipts on the desk, just bar receipts.
Yeah.
And he's like, just look at any of them. And I tell you, there wasn't one receipt that was less than like £120. I was like, what have you done? He was like, Jägermeister.
Are you joking?
He's a nightmare. You go out, Jaeger bombs everywhere. You can't move. You'll be on a table. It should be full of Jaeger bombs, like 2 each.
Obviously, on the night, he didn't care. He was just like passing the card, and then it hit him Monday morning, and it was just receipts everywhere.
Paddy's Day, it's a dangerous day, isn't it?
Oh, it's a
Missed
nightmare.
out this year, didn't we? To be honest,
it was a really strange experience this year. Yeah, really weird.
There's a big Irish community, isn't there?
Yeah.
Before we got sidetracked by my cousin, we were just talking about, I think, how COVID kind of something good came out of the kind of bad, and you kind of seen an opportunity in the darkness, if that's not too cheesy. I regret saying that instantly.
Yeah, it wasn't like a moment where I saw the opportunity. It was a moment, like I said before, of having that stress and being on that edge, which just pushed you to action.
Have you always had that? That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I need that. I need that, definitely. And that's what the band was about, and that's what cooking
Have
it.
you got any other kind of favourite times where like something bad has happened, or there's been a negative and you've come out of it kind of flying, 2 guns blazing?
Do you know, just opening this place with no money, it was so hard. We really didn't have anything. Thanks, Steph. This is Steph who I was talking about. The bar director. She's also just wonderful to have around. She's, you know when someone's smiley, great attitude. If there's a problem, it's how do we fix it? Not there's a problem. It's so refreshing. They're all like that at the minute. Honestly, I keep saying it, but I feel so lucky. I know it won't last forever either, but got to take the opportunity, haven't I, when it's
Yeah,
there?
enjoy it while you've got it.
Yeah, I've realised that. You know, I've got to take this opportunity to run the business, to spend less time in the kitchen. Actually, the business does well out of it, because I'm not so sort of bogged down all the time. That said, it's weird. There's a chef part of my brain which finds it a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, even talking here now.
Yeah, in your
in
kitchen,
my own restaurant,
and working, and
they're
you're
all smashing it down there, and I'm not. It's weird.
yeah.
Really strange. I have to sort of. I come in every service. I'm here. See the guests, taste the food. You know, do some development. Do this and that with the kitchen, front of house. Cool mentoring, I think I'd call it. And then I try and put the kids to bed and read stories. Then I come back. So
Nice.
I'm just trying to find my way now.
That must be nice, being able to something you probably hadn't
That's
much
so key.
time doing.
That's so key.
Yeah.
Was it before we started recording? I said I didn't see my.
I can't remember, to be honest, but I've got a feeling it was just might have been just before.
Well, I didn't see like Louis for
Yeah.
2 years really, which is just horrible.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You don't realise at the time, and it was something I had to do. So look, I can't change it, and I wouldn't change it because I had to get this business working. But yeah, I wouldn't want to go back to that. Really wouldn't. And all of my little girl, who's 20 months, has had much more time from me as a baby.
Yeah.
It's not fair on Louis. But he gets to me. He gets my time now. You know? He's a
He's
5-year-old
making up for it
monster,
now.
so he needs my time now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Climbing, biking the lot, you know.
I suppose with all this time, and you've got more time now that someone else is sort of head chef, do you find you've got more time for development so you can do more experimental things and try them in your own time?
Yes, but not only that, it's the thinking.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just have to be, and something comes. Like creativity doesn't form in a vacuum, does it?
No.
You need various forms of inspiration for creativity. Some of it might be forced, like I need a new dish for the menu, open the books, let's force a dish. And some of it might come from just being and doing nothing, or eating out. It's like, oh, that's great. How can I take a little bit of that dish and change it and make it my own and be inspired by somebody else's work? You know, because that's what it's about. There's like music. So you better say everything about the restaurant here can be related to my career in music.
Yeah.
Strange, like the timing. You know,
Yeah, Alex said the same thing before. Alex Claridge, when we interviewed him, said the same thing. It's a bit like
really.
you've got your strings over here, and you bring it all together. You got the time.
Well, yeah, it's the orchestra, isn't it? You know, and the ballet. I always like in the kitchen to watching a ballet. Not that I do. I can't say I've watched much ballet.
Do you get to eat how much?
No. Do you know what? There's nowhere open on Monday, is there? We close Sunday, Monday.
Everyone says this. Mondays is the night. I'm amazed no one just says, well, I'm fucking opening Monday.
That's it. Make
all
a
the
killing.
chefs are off.
All the chefs. So I think Sunday is like Meat Shack when they used to open. We used to go there a
love
fair
Meat
bit with the
Shack.
kids and stuff. And then Monday, because basically the Plough's the only one open, so they get my fair share of business because of that. You
Their
know.
pizzas look awesome.
Yeah, they're good.
The pizza there, they are
It's
nice.
a really nice business or pub to have on the high street where I have a business. It's great.
You live in Harborne now, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So the business is here. The kids go to school here. It's like little life is here. It's proper suburb life.
Yeah. That's nice though.
It is
I've
nice.
got Smithtown. I love it.
Where do you live?
Shirley.
Well, that's got.
I mean,
its
there's
own
no
little
great
place.
restaurants. But
No, but it's a little buzzing high street, isn't
yeah,
it?
there's a lot going on. There's a
Yeah.
nice bar there.
What bar?
Crafting. There's a couple. There's one in Bearwood, one in the town as well.
Bearwood's getting there, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Sturchy,
But they sell all the local beers. They've got all the Dig Brew, Burning
Have they?
Soul, Attic. They've got them all behind the
Back to
bar,
beer,
so
look.
it's perfect.
As you're supping a beer.
Everything comes back to beer.
Yeah, as our supper beer. Nice.
All roads lead.
It does, doesn't it? It makes everything better. It takes the edge off. Yeah, Sturchy is the one now, isn't it?
I love Sturchley. We
Who
talk
doesn't?
about it all
It's
the
great.
time. It's so much fun.
Well, it's also good for everyone. You know, it's cool, isn't it?
It's just a cool little area. It's like it was already good. Like there was already a couple of good like curry houses and stuff. But
Yeah.
now the bars are popping up.
So I used to live that way. I was at Selly Park, so I used to go down Sturchley a fair bit. But I left there before it got cool. And obviously, Couch is open, which is great.
Couch, the
Katie and
most
Jake.
fun bar.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I absolutely love it there.
Katie and Jacob are eating today for lunch for her birthday, which is cool. It's nice, you know, when people that are good come to eat in your restaurant. I guess you feel proud that they want to.
Yeah.
You know, they know their drinks, don't they? They're really, really good.
Yeah, they really do.
So when you say do I go out much? Sophie and I drank there for one night, special occasion before lockdown. It was special. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone to go. They're due to open up again, you know. Yeah, the end of this month they're opening.
Isn't it?
So that's good. It's exciting. They've redone their garden apparently.
I've never seen the garden. I've only been going when it's been winter, so there's been no need to go
it's a bit
outside.
drafty out there. Yeah. No, Katie just said she's done it up, so that's massive. So we can all support them, get them ticking
It's
along.
just fun. It's a good atmosphere. The drinks are on point. And there's even stuff I don't normally drink. There's not much of it, but the missus doesn't
drinks,
like.
you
She
mean?
doesn't drink.
Just soft drinks. You don't drink.
Non-alcoholic. My wife won't. I like quite strong cocktails. I like to be able to taste alcohol when I'm drinking it.
Yeah.
Whereas my wife prefers more ones that you can't taste too much. But even the ones I have of hers, they're absolutely
They're still
brilliant.
good.
Yeah,
They're
really
using
good.
great ingredient, aren't they? It's the key to anything. Great food and drink is about great ingredient and then treating it with respect. That's all it's about.
And a sing-along. You can't fault a sing-along.
That's true, yeah. It's the essence of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently it's going to be bookings only. Just want to tell all your guests, all your listeners, that the Couch is reopening. Go and support it.
I'd love the idea of bookings at Couch.
Yeah.
Because there's
So you
nothing
can
worse
get
than
in.
turning up and opening the door and be like,
Sorry,
shit,
mate.
there's no tables.
Exactly, yeah. So, because they opened without bookings, didn't they? Which was cool. But yeah. Well, I'll mention the Plough again, but going there is much nicer now because, I mean, hey, they've got to make the numbers work, so that's worrying. But it's great for a customer because you go in, you sit down, you order on your app, you get your beer within seconds. It's like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Other than seeing the price, it's really great. The service is great. It's like, wow. Is this a turning point for our industry? I don't know.
There's plenty of positives people can take from it, and people like yourself seem to be running with it rather than trying to fight
But like
against
I say, we are very lucky in the fact we've got a big space, and we pretty much had a bar that we didn't do anything. We didn't market it as a bar, and it was only a pre-drink bar for the guests in the restaurant and one or two regular drinkers. We never pushed it as come to our bar. So it meant I had that space to basically stretch the restaurant out for social distancing. It just happened to be what I wanted to do as well. So I'm so lucky. You know, I can't say how much I think I am lucky with all the situation.
I don't think it's luck. I think you've kind of engineered it.
I don't know. Maybe. Like craft
I think
master
you've been
plan.
a bit
like,
modest. I think you've been modest.
maybe.
I think we're kind of coming to our natural kind of conclusion. Carl likes to ask a few questions, but I just want to.
My favourite part of the quiz.
I want to give you. You might not like this. You might hate this, but I wanted you to kind of, if this was a book and you were going to write the blurb on the back page that would make people come to Harborne Kitchen,
You know I
what
won't
would you
like
say?
that. You know I won't like because you know I don't like cheese. You know that's not me. The blurb on the back of a book. Ooh. You know that. You knew I would hate that, didn't you? Do you know what? I don't mind the cheesiness. I just don't like saying it about myself
By yourself.
or about
Yeah.
something I've created. Because modesty is. You either are or you're not, aren't you? So you can't turn that on and off. So yeah, I'd just say get the fuck down here. It's delicious.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the
That's all
quote.
you need.
We've got it.
That'll be Hunter S. Thompson for you.
Sold.
Man, it's backcountry, isn't it? Man, it's backcountry.
Also, I would add to that, and it is relaxed. There's a lot of places kind of flogging the whole casual fine
Oh
dining.
yeah, we talked about Claire Smith, didn't we, in Core?
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, it's unpretentious or relaxed fine dining. I was like, Claire,
That
have you
sounds
seen your
pretentious.
pictures? That is not relaxed. I mean, it looks amazing, and I
Yeah.
want to go, but don't call it relaxed. It's about as 3 Michelin star as you get, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas this is
This is
also
relaxed.
it's Michelin star food, but then I'd
Well, hopefully, maybe one day, who knows? You know, I'll keep trying anyway. I'll keep trying my best, and we'll see what happens. But what I'll be confident in is if we don't, we don't, and I'm happy with that.
Well, to be honest, if you don't get Michelin star, you've still got a fucking awesome restaurant.
Yeah.
Restaurant,
Well,
yeah.
You've got the reputation of one anyway. From everyone I
Oh,
speak
that's
to that's
nice.
eating here, you're up in the top
That's nice.
bracket for everyone.
And do you know what? That's actually the most important, isn't it? Because that's at the end of the day, what's going to pay everyone's wages. And that's what I do is I employ people and they need to be paid at the end of the day. You know, can get deep about the economy, couldn't we? About
yeah, it's easy to
the
do.
circle of the economy, but that's actually what it's about. And that it's almost like we see it as a buy product, because actually we our main aim is experience, isn't it? But let's face it, I keep people paying their mortgage. You know.
Yeah, there's lives there,
Yeah, the livelihoods. Not only my own, lots of others. From Colin, who's the kitchen porter, who's got a little boy who he absolutely saves up for and buys drum kits for and talks to me about, to the youngest part of the team who are just buying their new first flat. Like, so important.
Yeah.
I guess the pressure of all that when COVID hit was hard, but got through it. We're ticking along. Obviously, we're praying, track and trace doesn't affect us, but if it does, it does. I made the decision that we'll open, we'll be busy, we'll make a go of it. If something happens with track and trace, which is just at the end of the luck of the draw, because if somebody has got it and they've come in and we've got to shut down, I just thought, well, I'll shut for the week and give everyone their holiday. Just use it as, I've just got to turn everything into the opportunity.
I think something you've done so well and something you just need to continue doing is just focus on the things that you can change, like not the things you can't control, whether someone comes in and they happen to have no symptoms but happen to be positive. You can't control that.
Or just like a development week. Right, go away, I want 2 dishes in a week, come back and show me what you've got.
They missed their summer holiday, it was meant to be.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I still want them to have a summer holiday, because I think they'll be burnt out otherwise by October, which is our next closure.
Yeah.
So I'm planning the last week of the summer holidays to be closed. But of course, if we get smashed with a track and trace call, we'll make that our holiday.
Yeah.
Because obviously things are open, so we can have I mean, it won't be a we can have a quote holiday. Unquote.
You can do something.
A break is what we should say. Isn't it? You know what I mean? Because they'll need it, because they've come back and they're working hard. Yeah, and don't forget, change is tiring, isn't it, for the brain?
Yeah.
Because I know I need a holiday. Big time. From my kids.
Yeah. Oh, I know that feeling. Right, we always end on a thing. We keep coming up with different names. We're going with Carl's questions at the moment. They're just quick questions, just a quick answer. It doesn't have nothing in depth. And they're all really basic, really simple things, just about yourself. What's your favourite movie?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's a good one. Favourite band?
I'll have to go with Led Zeppelin.
Oh, really good choices so far. What's your favourite cookbook?
Oh, I'm going to go with Gordon Ramsay 3-star chef, because although it's outdated and it's, it was what inspired me to go and work there back when he wasn't so what he is now. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's 3. I think it's called 3-star or Royal Hospital Road, or his biggest cookbook. And Claire Smith's in that one, actually.
Oh, cool.
And that's where I worked for those couple of weeks.
Specifically, what's your favourite spirit down to brand?
Oh,
so mine, for example, is
Harborne
for
Kitchen Douglas Fir Gin. I did have some last night.
Yeah,
I've got a bit bored of it, actually. I've drank too much of it, but it's great with orange.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't drink a lot of spirit. I drink a fair bit of gin. Don't drink a lot of spirit. I've just started getting into a bit of tequila.
Yeah.
Like the blue 100% agave. That's nice. I made an elderflower wine in lockdown, because, why not? Because it's got nothing to do. And you need to take the edge off having kids. So that blue tequila, I forget the brand, but it's the 100% agave one.
Yeah.
So it's good quality. Elderflower wine and tonic.
Oh.
It was just brill.
Well, people have a terrible image of tequila, but that's
Well,
only because they've had terrible tequila.
I did, and then I realised Steph actually educated me. It's like, no, tequila's amazing. And it is, isn't it?
It is. When you get a good one, it's lethal. Like, you can drink a lot of it as well.
Just that natural sweetness.
Yeah.
I don't associate with tequila. I associate tequila with that horrible burn.
Yeah, like
which isn't
salt,
tequila.
lemon.
Yeah.
So,
Nah.
Yeah, that's not nice.
So,
What's your favourite beer?
Salopian, Auric. Good beer. I know it's not local, but it's Shropshire.
No, it doesn't have to be low. You can have the best.
No,
beer.
but I like local. It's important to
you
me.
like to keep it local.
But Salopian, I think, is one of our best brewers around. They're like a little bit safe.
Yeah.
But Auric's just a good beer.
What's your favourite big food chain?
Is there? Do you know? I'm not somebody that hates chains. I don't. I'm not like a chain hater. I think they've got their place. but I can't tell you the last time I ate in one.
Really?
Just don't. Don't forget, I said earlier I don't eat out much. So when
No.
I do,
Don't get the chance.
I choose really good places. I think the last one was probably Pizza Express because my son wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like probably 2 years ago.
Wow.
He's never been to a McDonald's.
Wow.
He never will, as far as I'm concerned. But like that's dangerous though, because I say to him, well, "You're not eating there; it's rubbish." And he's got mates that go there, and he's like, "My dad says that McDonald's is rubbish." Like, oh, God, I'm gonna get in trouble here with all the parents. So yeah, I haven't got one, I'm afraid.
So you have takeaway much?
Yes.
Do you have a favourite type of takeaway? Because that's the next one.
Well, I don't really like Chinese takeaway.
Yeah.
Everyone likes an Indian. But my favourite right now is Kolba Persian restaurant.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the Hagley Road, I think.
Yeah.
Just, great. Just selection of meats, nice breads, bit of rice.
Yeah, it's taking off big time, that as takeaway.
Persian
at the moment.
thing.
It's popping up more and more.
Yeah.
You're seeing it all over the place.
It's good. It's good quality.
What's your favourite dish you cook at home?
My favourite is getting the barbecue going. I've got a cheap version of a big green egg, so the Komodo Joe. And I just
Well, you say cheap, it's still
bloody still expensive.
fucking expensive.
But I cook a roast chicken on there, just not super slow, not super hot, like 150 degrees. So fairly slow, not. Yeah, brine it the night before. It's just the best. Falls apart. Slight pink smoke. Bit of Israeli couscous salad, fresh tomatoes, roast Jersey Raws on the barbie. It's like no stress, you know.
Sounds amazing.
It's just one of them, you know. It's just easy cooking. Nothing's complicated at home.
No,
Also, we have got 2 young kids, so everything has to be like you said, same as you, isn't it?
Yeah.
The kids' go-to is the broccoli pasta. Do you know I'm an Italian background? So my nan's from Naples. My granddad was Sardinian, so we have a lot of salsa and slow-cooked pork ribs and things like that.
Oh man.
And Louis loves that, but his favourite is broccoli pasta with Philadelphia. You think my granddad would have cooked that? Do you really think that? Yeah. He probably would have actually. He'd just used ricotta, wouldn't he? Instead, made his own.
Yeah, it's not that far off. And last question: other than Birmingham, obviously, what's your best food destination in the world?
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean London's so good because there's so much, but it wouldn't be my best. Where's my best? Edinburgh's pretty.
Edinburgh's
sweet.
really good, yeah.
Mind you, Ireland, I've not eaten any good restaurants in Ireland, but there's so many. It's not a city, but the country of the Republic. There's some really, really top restaurants popping up, aren't there?
There's quite a few big commands in Dublin.
Yes.
There's quite a few, really good.
So my mates, the ones at the band lived County Kildare, just outside in Leixlip, where Guinness is from, and it's 20 minutes into Dublin. So I think
Kildare just got a Michelin star in the last
Yes.
Michelin star. The
That's
greenhouse.
Greenhouse,
something, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's my questions. We're done.
Good.
Done.
That was fantastic. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. I enjoyed
One
it.
needs to come down to Harborne Kitchen, I think. Trying this bar food.
just book.
Just try this first.
Just
This
book.
is
Because
Make sure you book, don't
it's
just
full
turn.
at
yeah,
the minute.
yeah, don't walk in.
You know, no, you can't at the minute. Which again, I'm lucky. It's great. Thanks a lot.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.